Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Omega Ruby. I'm your Spoke Game. In the last episode, we caught the last of the Regigigas, and we also got started on the Triforce trio, I guess if you want to call them that, by catching Mesprit. Today we are going to be catching Uxie and Azelf. For anyone who does not already know, you can only find these Pokemon at specific times of the day, and if of course you change your in-game, like your 3DS's time, it's going to cause the event to, or like the in-game event, quote unquote, to kind of cease working for 24 hours, and you don't want to do that. So that's why I'm kind of recording it literally at 8 and 9 o'clock respectively for each of these. And for anyone who does not already know like the time for Mesprit, Mesprit you can find anywhere between 4 o'clock in the morning to 7:59 p.m. Going by your DS time, it'd be 0400 to 1959. For Uxie, you have a very small, it's literally the smallest window you can actually catch this Pokemon, being 2000 hours to 2100 hours, which for anyone who doesn't really go by, military type of time, that would be 8 to 9 p.m. So obviously it's anywhere between 8 and 9 p.m. as we're recording as of the moment. And then in order to catch Azelf, you can only find it between 2100 hours and 3:59, which obviously is 9 p.m. to 3:59 a.m. So obviously once we're done catching Uxie, we have to wait for a short period of time in order to kind of get Azelf as well. So whenever we get done doing this, obviously we're going to make our way, into a second half, so to speak. You're going to notice an instant like transition into the same area essentially, and we're going to work towards catching this thing. So be sure to kind of brace yourselves for that. By the way, this Uxie's a huge pain in the ass. Whatever language, I don't really care. The yawns, the amnesias, if you happen to be trying to use a special attacker to do damage. There's also the fact that, for whatever reason, I kept missing Stun Spore. So, like, I was trying to hit Stun Spore and it just wasn't going for some reason. I don't know. Why not, though? I guess it's great. It's fantastic, even. So yeah, and my foot feels like it's like about to fall off or something. I don't know. It's weird. Not that anyone cares, but yeah. So Uxie, again, all three of these legendaries happen to have nothing more than like psychic moves. So psychic or normal, you can just bring a Ghost Archetype along and you'll be completely immune. Honestly, again, as I mentioned in the last episode, I do seriously recommend bringing Sableye instead, just because that way you don't have pressure on Spiritomb. I don't remember what Spiritomb's hidden ability is, but if you can get your hands on one, you can probably make that work as well. I feel like it has something like stall or something like that. By the way, if you hear loud bingo in the background, that's because my mother is playing bingo and she's deaf. So please try to pay it no mind if you happen to hear it. It's kind of annoying. I'm not trying to sound mean, but it's kind of annoying when you're trying to sleep and it's really late at night. And I'm going to be going to sleep in like the next 2 hours. So it's fantastic. But anyways, after 3 minutes and 40 seconds, we managed to capture Uxie. This means that, guess what? We're going to obviously have to get prepared for Azelf. So yeah, I mean, I literally had like a half hour to wait until 9 o'clock rolled around, and it's currently 9:59 as I'm actually recording commentary. So yeah, I'll be back here in a few seconds and we can get started on working on, catching Azelf. So I'll be back. And we're back. And now that it's, 9 p.m. or later, as I mentioned in the first part of my little recording, it was 9:59 roughly by the time that ended. So it's actually around 10:02 now. Obviously I had to do a little bit of things here and there. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be catching Azelf. As I said, I'm sure that I've mentioned it a few times already. We're going to be catching Azelf. And Azelf's actually been kind of a problem for me. I actually didn't have a set plan going into Azelf here. I had one for Uxie, but apparently Showdown's calculator is off somehow. I'm not sure. All I know is that according to Showdown's damage calculator, and according to the levels, and assuming that the IVs were good enough, things like Rock Slide would be able to 2-hit kill, or no, not 2-hit, maybe it was, no, 3-hit, because I think that Rock Slide was somewhere around, no, maybe it wasn't, I don't really remember. It was either a really high damage roll to the point where it should have put it in the red, but instead it kept killing it, or it was actually a very low chance to like 2-hit kill or something. And Rock Slide's obviously been very useful up to this point in catching legendaries because obviously, you know, the flinch and its base damage isn't all that great. Particularly, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not what you really want it to be in a move. People much prefer Stone Edge unless they actually want a little bit more accuracy, in which case they, you know, go with obviously Rock Slide. But when it came to deciding on how I was going to actually damage Azelf, it was kind of tricky. I ended up calculating whether or not Surf would do a little bit more, just a little bit more. Not a lot, not enough to kill, just a little bit more to bring it down as close to near death as possible. And I couldn't really find any way to actually do that. So, yeah. But, I mean, either way, we kind of swifted Azelf. That was just absolutely quick. It was only like 2 minutes long. Not a big deal. So, I mean, whatever, I guess. So, I mean, it's cool. We managed to get it. So what we're going to do real quick, because this is obviously a very, very, very fast episode, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Sotopolis and check out the natures on these things. And then I think what we're going to start on next might be the Musketeers. I'm not entirely sure yet. I still obviously have time to decide on what I'm going to be doing. I also need to kind of strategize damage on each of these Pokemon because it's not going to be fun. Obviously, it's just going to be a lot of work, but should not be that much of a problem. So, at least I don't know what I'm going to do against Virizion. I mean, obviously we're going to have Swampert for a good chunk of this. Obviously, Rock Slide's not going to be as effective anymore because of the fighting typing against a rock type move, but it should still be, you know, Impish isn't terrible. You can give it physical moves, not that I would, but Impish isn't terrible. It's funny that it does have, in fact, perfect special attack IVs, so I don't know. Quirky and Hardy are both neutral as far as I remember, so yeah. Anyways, considering we don't really have much time to do much of anything else in the next episode, we're probably going to get started on the Musketeer Trio, see if we can't get that over and done with and out of the way as fast as possible, because they are probably going to be just as much of a pain, if not more of a pain than these three were, as well as the Reggies. Hopefully not more so than Registeel. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.